Once upon a time, there used to be something called punk rock. It existed primarily from about 1976 to about 1983, a year before I was born. It turned into new wave, grunge, skate punk, pop punk. But it wasn't the same. Somehow in my life, I was able to find a time machine and experience true punk rock in its purest form. And it's through a record store in my hometown of Brandon, Florida called Sound Idea, run by a guy named Bob, who was around in the early 80s of punk rock. He kept that dream alive. He didn't carry any emo shit, any scenester shit, any of that shit. He didn't carry Black Flag because Greg Ginn's a shyster and wouldn't give him a deal on selling Black Flag records. And he did carry Fat Wreck because they had a good working business relationship and he had to keep the lights on, you know. But there's free shows on Sunday, touring shows, the local acts opening up on Saturday, and just a group of Florida kids hanging out in this back room.
There it is.
Cathartically expressing themselves in many different ways. Through the lens of punk rock. And I was in a band with this guy, Bob, the owner of Sound Idea. I was lucky enough to be in the band. I mean, I was in high school. I had my own band, Dead Masons, and then 8 Minutes of Destruction, and Betty Rebel Facelift. And there was this new band called the Bad Sex Partners, with a guy named Frank in it. It was in a band called the Reckless Deer Hunters. Had Bob, had Emily, had Sam and Pete, my neighbors. And the Bad Sex Partners got turned into John Madden the Electric Condoms. The lead singer, Steve Kelly, he would just hide under the table in the back room during practice and refuse to sing. They had a couple of shows, but he was getting into the scenester hardcore scene. And it was time for them to have a new lead singer. So I became the lead singer of John Madden the Electric Condoms. And I'm talking about this because I just got a comment on the John Madden Electric Condoms 2003 self-titled album video I have posted on my channel. I'll leave a link in the description. And someone, I don't know who they are, their name was Murder the Government. That's their YouTube handle. I don't know who it was. I don't know their real name. But they wrote, yesterday I sat behind Sound Idea and listened to this, remembering my Saturday nights there. And that was like the most bittersweet, touching thing I'd heard in a long time. Someone's still keeping that memory alive. Sound Idea is now a gun store called Patriot Arms. But he sat behind Patriot Arms remembering Sound Idea. And I mean it when I say those were the best years of my life. To actually be able to experience punk rock in its purest form. To learn the history of punk rock. I was in John Madden Electric Condoms for about a year. Basically, my mom moved out of Brandon, Florida, to the Florida Keys, and my dad died, so I had no ties to Brandon anymore, where I grew up. I couldn't stay there anymore. It was haunted by my dad's ghost. And I got involved with this Bloomington scene, Planet X, which I'm sorry, but it's not punk. There's one punk band on the label, the Bananas. And that's the thing. I found this special thing in Sound Idea. While, it was only from about 9th grade to when I was 19 that I was going there. I can't explain the magic I experienced. And anyone else who went there, they know it's true as well. And that comment on the John Madden the Electric Condoms video, it really shook me to my core. Now I'm just reminiscing in my head, wishing why couldn't I have stayed in Brandon? Why did it all come to an end so soon? The store lived on until I was about 24, so I guess 5 years after I left. The owner, Bob, actually wanted me to take over Sound Idea and move back to Brandon, but I'm disabled, schizophrenic. I couldn't run a business. Bob had a gun to protect Sound Idea. It's on Highway 60. It's a sketchy place, and he had hollow tip bullets in his gun because he said if he was going to shoot someone, he wanted to fucking kill them. And I just didn't have it in me to do that. I'm 40 years old and I'm still a child. But Sound Idea was still open today, I'd probably move back to Brandon, Florida. Yeah, I've seen things, articles on Facebook or whatever now, and it's saying rock is back, punk rock is back, Turnstile, forgot the name. People are calling it Black 182. It's it's a group of African American fellows that basically sound exactly like they're called the Paradox. They sound exactly like Good Charlotte. They had Travis Barker playing drums in their latest song. And while I appreciate the sentiment and the effort,
the Third World War. In the beginning of the 1990s,
punk rock is not
the Cold
back.
War finally came to an end. Now the challenge to the world
Turnstile is
a new world order to establish a new global
like
security
pop punk
system while
hardcore.
avoiding the threat of nuclear war.
Pop punk is back, I guess.
By any means
But I mean,
necessary.
it never really left. Green Day is has carried that torch for the past 31 years, so I don't think that I can really explain in words what real punk rock is. You just have to see it to believe it. I guess I could name some bands. I played with MDC, Millions of Dead Cops, a Burrito Fest, Sound Idea. I was groped by Dave Dichter, the lead singer. He grabbed my ass and trade for a t-shirt. I was 18 years old, so I was of consenting age. Jello Biafra, the Dead Kennedys. He visited Sound Idea. Bill Stevenson of the Descendants and Black Flag. He came and visited Sound Idea. My friend Pete didn't know it was him, and he said something bad about his other band, All, and I guess Bill Stevenson stormed off in anger. Negative Approach, Japanese hardcore bands, Lip Cream, Gauze, Stalin. It's just it's different than what people think punk rock is today. Punk rock is dead. It was dead before I even got into it, but somehow that Sound Idea was still alive. When I lived in New York, I was involved with this band, Japanther, kind of a noise pop band. Art. It basically sounded like Lightning Bolt. But I told the guy, the singer Ian, you couldn't play Sound Idea because you're not punk. And he got really mad. And he said he wanted to throw me out of the car. But I was telling the truth. And we ended up working with Crass shortly after that. And I hate to tell you, but Crass isn't punk either. They're a bunch of fucking hippies. Even though being vegan is punk, punk is not hippie. It's a whole different thing. And I don't know. I'm not really sure how to explain it, but I got to experience it. Now I'm thinking back, why did I leave? What the hell is wrong with me? But when you lose your family in the town you grew up in, you just can't stay there anymore. It's like if your dad makes you leave town for the military, get stationed in another city. It's just what happened, and it's fucking tragic. Yeah, John Madden Electric Condoms. That was the most popular band I was ever in. That's when I peaked as a musician. Um, we played in Ybor City. We played at the State Theater, which all the big punk bands at the time played in St. Pete. I used to go to shows there when I was in 7th grade. I never imagined I'd be playing on that stage one day. We were on Maximum Rock and Roll Radio. Pictures in Maximum Rock and Roll, Scene Report. After untold ages, the berserker entered the space of a planet. We only ever put out a CDR demo. I never understood. Bob said it was his favorite band he was ever in. And I mean, he's even putting his other bands, Murder Suicide Pact and Failure Face, he's putting their catalog on the various streaming platforms, but nothing. He's never mentioned putting John Madden Electric Condoms on this streaming platform. He never put it on his label, Burrito Records. Maybe it's because he wants to keep it pure. I don't know, but real punk bands have absolutely nothing commercial about them. It's just done for purely the sake of punk. And I'm glad it's still pure and can be found on my YouTube. But dignitaries from all parts of the four kingdoms flocked to the royal event, for the young prince promised to be music I played after I left Brandon. I liked Ghost Mice, so I decided, and Against Me, so I decided I was going to play acoustic. My cousin Scotty taught me how to sing and play at the same time before I could only sing. So I just kind of lost my way. Bob knew that playing acoustic was lame. So think of the scene from Animal House, where the guy's playing the song with Chicken with No Bone and John Belushi comes and smashes the acoustic guitar. That says it all. But I didn't listen. Turned into like a scene bitch of the Planet X scene. Everybody thought I was a joke. Felt like an outsider living here in Bloomington. Everybody treated me like I was crazy because I was from Florida. But I was a lost soul. I had my home in Brandon, Florida. When my dad died, they sold the family home. Went to New York, tried to make it there. And just there's something fundamentally flawed in that statement altogether, trying to make it. Punk rock isn't about trying to make it. Selling out is about trying to make it. But I wrote my own songs over the years. I didn't really write any of the songs in John Madden, the Electric Condoms. I wrote some lyrics. But I wanted to write my own songs, and it didn't turn out as punk. It sounded more like Nirvana, because when I took guitar lessons and learned how to play guitar, that was my favorite band, Nirvana. And I guess I just, I ripped off a few Green Day riffs too. I was never able to be in that punk band again, like John Madden, Electric Condoms, and be really punk. I've dreamt about it. But I did have a culmination of all my years after John Madden, Electric Condoms, and I released in 2012 my album Gang Stalkers for my band Pleasure Blade, and it was good to finally get it all on tape after all those years of struggling. But if I listen to John Madden, Electric Condoms, and Pleasure Blade back to back, I'm so much more proud of John Madden, Electric Condoms, because we were a damn good band. We were so good. After we played the State Theater, my high school girlfriend Megan at the time straddled me backstage and she said, "I love you." And that was the first time she ever said, "I love you." And I think that was because John Madden Electric Condoms are just that damn good. And I can't take the credit for it. I just sang lyrics, songs I didn't write. Had a great guitar player, Sam. Bob was the brains behind the operation. A really cool chick, Emily, playing bass. It was a magical time. It's just it's a real shame going over my life now, 40 years old, midlife crisis. Thinking about how much I strayed from the pollen path. But a lot of people from Sound Idea did. This guy, David Vassilotti, great guitar player. He was in a punk band with D-Lo called Lawnmowers Gone Awry. But he ended up in this band Merchandise that sounds like Morrissey. I guess the old line from The Breakfast Club, when you grow up, your heart dies. I guess when you grow up, you stop being punk. But I've seen the errors in my ways, and I still have punk in my heart. Maybe one day I'll be in a real punk band again. Yeah, we used to play with this band, Tear It Up. Not sure if they were straight edge. They were hardcore punk. And I saw this band called Scowl. It's a young kids band. And when I first heard them, I was like, "This sounds like Tear It Up," and I was getting hope for the future. That was Scowl of 5 years ago. If you listen to Scowl now, they sound like '90s alternative rock. So they lost their way too. I guess that's the real son of a bitch about the whole thing is the more well known you get, the bigger gigs you play, the less punk you become. I guess that's because real punk is only made for the kids. It's only made for a specific group of people. And once that gets tainted, the magic of punk goes away. Um, it's sad. I guess they say, you're only young once, and I guess you're only punk once. And when I went to Sound Idea, I was punk as fuck. I didn't give a fuck what anybody thought about me. I was at war with society. There was even a band that used to play at Sound Idea called War with Society. Um, if I got heckled by a crowd, I'd heckle right back. Punk is about pissing people off and challenging the status quo. And even the status quo of punk itself. John Madden Electric Condoms, we had songs making fun of the anarcho-punk scene with the song Anarchy Rocker. We had songs making fun of crusters called Hey Crust Rocker. We had a song making fun of the Tampa emo violence scene called Combat Wounded Gonads. We kept it real, we kept it pure. I'm not tooting my own horn here because I said John Madden Electric Condoms was mostly Bob's Frankenstein creation. I probably contributed less to the band than any other member, and I wasn't even an original member. I just sang, and I wore bikinis and muumuus and all kinds of weird outfits. I just fucking bashed it out. You know, nothing felt that good. Nothing will ever feel that good again. I wish I knew how good I had it at the time. But if you're really punk, it's not about being happy, knowing how good you have it. It's about being really pissed off and expressing that. And that's what I did. I hated everything. I hated my life. I hated everyone. I've since healed in my life. But now I'm just a pathetic 40-year-old man obsessed with video games, reminiscing about a past he can never relive. Um, but that comment, that person murder the government left about sitting behind Sound Idea in 2025, listening to John Madden and the Electric Condoms, remembering the Saturday nights we spent there. I mean, that's the kind of thing where, you know how people say, you can never take that away from me. You can never take that away from me. And I'm so touched. And I don't even, I don't, I wonder who it is. Um, they probably won't watch this video because nobody watches these videos. But these videos are all I have right now as my creative form of expression. This is where my creativity has gone to. I've reverted back to who I was when I was 9 years old. I guess that's my safe space. Sega CD was very popular when I was 9 years old. But there was a time when I was punk, and I could go to a quote unquote punk show here in Bloomington any weekend that I want. But it's not punk. Sorry, it's just not. sound idea bands that I'll never forget. The Cursed, Project Mayhem, even though they were posers. The Stiffs, Hank Earl Carr and the Exploding State Troopers. Youth of Nausea, The Reckless Deer Hunters, Crotch Rot, there was a sound idea based label called Burn Brandon Records. All of the records were funded by shows. The entry fee for the shows, we raised enough money to press the records, and the records were 100% free. First one was Hillsborough County Noise Ordinance, which was a CD with a booklet. And there's a split between Hank Earl Carr and the Exploding State Troopers and the Stiffs on 7-inch. There was a Reckless Deer Hunters split with the Dancing Lepers. Then there was Frank Forever, which is a tribute to Reckless Deer Hunters lead singer and guitar player Frank, who tragically passed away my senior year in high school. I'd say the Reckless Deer Hunters were sort of the heart and soul of sound idea, and when Frank died, we all kind of lost our innocence. That might have been the beginning of the end for me. It was during a Reckless Deer Hunters show that I had my first moment where I really concretely came to the realization in my mind that I found my tribe, with the lyrics, "One way in, no way out. One way in, no way out. I hate my life. I hate my life. Every day it's the same old thing, same old song, same old situation. Every night it's the same old thing, same old song, situation. I hate my life." We slam danced in the pit to that song. The Raven has been programmed to display a curved white bar in your radar display. You can use this navigational aid to find the moon crystals and the Guardian itself by Dionysian Guardian indicator oriented at the top of the radar display. Festival microprobes have revealed only one useful bit of information, celebrating our own discontent. Route to the Vorian Guardian, which is faster and safer. Truly life affirming. Even though the message was clear that, I hate my life, but just recognizing that and expressing that while still dancing, the purest of pure. The purest of pure. true celebration. I don't know. I guess the old saying goes, nothing lasts forever. But how lucky am I to have been able to experience something so real in my life at an age and a time in my life, such utter hopelessness because of family problems and having to leave my utopian magnet school where I studied theater and end up at some preppy suburban shithead high school where I hated everyone. But I had punk rock, real punk rock. And I had a great record collection. It was stolen when I briefly lived in Tampa, trying to fit in with the emo violence scene, because I could no longer live in my dorm room because my father died on my college campus. I was just trying to find that belongingness somewhere, but it was at Sound Idea the whole time. If I could go back in time, I guess I would have done everything I could to keep my family home. And my mom moved back into our family home.
Damage repair.
Stay at Sound Idea until they closed. Because I missed out on those 5 years. According to Bob, started going downhill around that time.
Damage repair.
So I guess I got to see it when it was at its peak, at its height. They opened in 1995. I didn't start going until 1998, 1999. But they didn't start having shows until then either.
Damage repair.
But I don't know, I just feel like I had to make this video and talk about the realest thing that happened to me in my life after reading that comment on the John Madden Electric Condoms video. Next time I'm in Brandon, Florida, I'm gonna do what Murder the Government did. I'm not gonna listen to my own band because it's a bit narcissistic, but the remaining members of the Reckless Deer Hunters have a playlist called Sound Idea on YouTube, and it has a lot of the Sound Idea bands on it. I'll listen to that playlist and sit behind Sound Idea and remember my times there too. because that sounds like the most beautiful thing in the world. And I'll leave a link to that playlist as well in the comments.
Damage repaired.
But thanks for watching this video, and go out there and find some real punk rock. Find out about what punk rock really is. You'll know real punk rock when you see it.
Damage repaired.
And it'll change your life forever. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.